Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my day ones, twos, and threes. Thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. That means well. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all. And welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, so everything is alleged, some is not. And the fair act use is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. First, I want to say happy Tuesday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. Please stay safe and all that good stuff. Please stay aware of your surroundings. And please, y'all, watch the company that you keep because it just may save your life or keep you out of trouble. Okay, y'all? So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Okay. Um, boy, oh boy, oh boy. So it seems like TD Jakes' bones is starting to come out the closet, y'all. Now, he recently, my understanding, I haven't been keeping up with him too much lately, but when somebody sent me this, I was like, whoa, this explains a lot. Something that everybody knew already. A lot of people deep down inside already knew that TD Jakes was sweating Skittles. They knew it. Okay? A lot of people paid attention to the fact that he was friends with P Diddy and hanging out with P Diddy, and him and P Diddy had got close. Okay, y'all. A lot of people paid attention to this, and now the bones are starting to come out the closet because word on the street he stepped down, and they're saying that his daughter took over, which ain't too much better. But they said his daughter took over, which makes sense because you're gonna leave that money in the family. He built the empire over there off of people who are, and this is what I tell y'all about a lot of our people. Um, they look over stuff when it comes to religion. I don't know if y'all heard about, all of the lawsuits that's been being settled from a lot of these, you know, big churches, and you know what I'm saying, y'all? A lot of lawsuits are being settled. I think they said like 800 million or something like that recently from a bunch of, higher up people that's pastors and all of that other stuff. The top dogs, y'all. They've been getting sued left and right. And it said this in the Bible that God is going to clean his own house out first. Well, I guess he's cleaning out TD Jake's house right now because I'm telling y'all, victims are starting to come forward and people are starting to tell their experience with him and why they were traumatized basically by this man. This is one guy right here in the middle. His name is Dwayne. I forgot what his last name was. When I play this recording, you all will hear, I think he's going to say his last name on here, start with a W or something like that. But anyway, y'all, this guy said that, he was about 18, 19 during this time when he had his experience with TD Jakes. And everybody that was in the churches, they looked up to this man. They put him on a pedestal. And this is where a lot of people fall short at. You don't supposed to praise man, you're supposed to praise God. And no matter what kind of, jacket that they have on, a hat that they have on, and how much that they are, they made so much money and this and that and this, is always another side to some of these people. And this is one of the biggest things in all religions that has been covered up for a very long time. And that is a lot of these pastors, brothers, they call them at the Kingdom Hall, a lot of them, y'all, do things that they're not supposed to do with little ones. A lot of them sweating Skittles, okay? And they brush it under the rug or they get away with this stuff. And they've been getting away with it for a long time just because they haven't built the empire where they got a lot of money. It's all about the money, to be honest with you. A lot of these churches, it's all about the money. It's not about the message. It's about the money. It has been like that for a long time. Now, I'm not going to say every last one because I haven't been to every last one. And it got to be some good preachers and pastors and stuff like that out here. But a lot of them ain't no good, y'all. Okay? A lot of them is not no good. Now, I want y'all to listen to this guy Dwayne's experience and what he went through with this pastor, y'all, that everybody done put on a pedestal. Everybody. Now, listen to this mess.
We befriended kind of close with Bishop Jakes. And we decided in one of the times he was there, it was going to be his birthday. I was able to convince my mother to let me drive her car as I didn't have a vehicle. I said, well, we're going to take him out to eat. I'm going to drive your car. And so we did. We took him out to eat. And it was decided after we were done taking him out to eat that I would be the person to take him back to his sleeping place, which at the time there was a lady named Sister Giles. She always wanted to house and take care of him when he came to that church. And so I came in there, drove him to eat, and then took him back to her home. Well, after taking him back to her home, he says, come on in, let's talk. You can't even imagine being 18, 19 years of age. This person is killing it, and they're saying to you, come on in, let's talk. And so I did. I went in. We sat down at a very long dining room table in a room that she had. And for 2 hours, it was unbelievable. Pouring of heart, crying, him talking about my father. We talking about these scenarios. And I inwardly just knew I had finally found someone who could get it, someone who understood. I'm sitting at this table, and for the first time talking to any man, I got tears coming down my face because somebody gets me. Somebody understood what I was going through. Well, after sitting there and having this long discourse with him, I finally look at my watch and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to go. I got to get this car back to my mother. She's going to kill me. So I said to Bishop, I got to get up. And I got up from the table. He got up from the table. He walked around toward the way I had to exit quicker than I got over there. And when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself, wrapped his arms around me, and tried to kiss me. And in that moment, I literally died. I could not. I tell you, to this day, I can't remember how I got out of that place. But I remember driving home with all kinds of crazy thoughts and what in the world am I going to do now? And I finally get home, get in the house, get in the bed. I'm going to try to go to sleep. And I get to sleep and get up in the morning. And in the morning, I step into our bathroom and my home phone rings. My mother answers the phone and she says to me, Wayne, it's Elder Jakes. And I get on that phone. And when I get on that telephone, I can hear water. He is sitting in a bathtub. And in that thing, he says to me, without any hesitation, there's 3 things I need you to do. The first one is, when I come to Pittsburgh, you're going to be the only person I sleep with.
Wow.
The second one is, you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything. And thirdly, I will take care of you the rest of your life. I can't to this day remember how I got off that phone, but I do know I made a decision that I wasn't going to the service that night. And eventually I told my mother, I'm not going to go to the service tonight. She said, no. You know we got a rule in this house. If we go, you go. I never told her what he had done. I went to church. And the most humiliating thing imaginable happened that night at church. Bishop Jakes, getting up to preach, speaks into that microphone. I'm going to ask young minister Youngblood to read for me. And after all of that drama of the last 24 hours, I had to read before he preached.
Okay, y'all. I don't know if they're saying his name is Dwayne Youngblood. Okay, I don't know if I'll just put it this way, y'all. because I guess some parents are made different. I don't know. I always tried to have a close relationship with my son, like communication open. He could talk to me about anything. I'm like that with my sisters. Like, talk to me about anything. I don't care if you think I'm gonna get mad about it. Just tell me. You know what I'm saying? And I know this guy was 18 or 19, but he still was around his parents. He was church going and all of that stuff. I don't understand how some parents see a pullback in their children and a behavior change really, really quickly, and they don't question it. He said he never told his parents about what happened, but the fact that you went and hung out with somebody that you praised, and you came back home and went to bed, and then the first thing in the morning, before you can wash your face and brush your teeth, your mama is bringing you the phone of a man calling you early in the morning like you're on his mind first thing in the morning. That's not suspect. Okay. If she that went over her head, maybe, they were excited or planning on doing some stuff together as far as church wise. Maybe she thought that. But for her to say that they're going to service and he say he didn't want to go, as excited as he was about taking this man out to eat, driving him back home, spending some little time with him, talking to him, telling him the stuff he's going through. Because a lot of people that go to church are vulnerable. They're going through some stuff. This is why they reach out to, these pastors and ministers, because they think that, they can guide them in a better direction. Look at Justin Bieber. He didn't went from two churches trying to get some type of guidance, and they only stole money from him too. That's all they saw him as, a dollar sign. As far as whatever Justin Bieber went through, they didn't care about that. They just saw him as a rich person that was coming there, that was going through some stuff, and they can get some money out of it. That's what they saw. And for this woman's son to out of the blue say, I don't want to go to service, that was a red flag. And his parents should have sit him down and talked to him. Like, what did you mean? You was all excited to take him out to dinner. He called you this morning, and now all of a sudden you don't want to go to church. What happened? I don't understand some of these parents. They didn't get the memo of what a parent really supposed to be about, to be honest. Maybe I'm nosy like that. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Would you have, knowing your child love church, knowing your child looked up to this bishop guy, wouldn't you have questioned your child until they would have told you what happened? What happened when y'all went out? Why would you want to change your mind about going to church and this and that and this? He did not even want to go. And the family had no questions. Only thing they did was push him toward this guy even more. And now do you all see how some people get, mingle tingled with at a young age because they trust these preachers and ministers and all of this stuff. I saw this take place when I was younger going to the Kingdom Hall. I saw stuff like this due to the fact that of the rankings of a lot of the brothers at the hall. I saw the same situation. It would be like single parents would come and start coming to the meetings and stuff like that. They would have small children, boys or girls. And, when you go out like in field service, they call field service when you go and knock on people's doors. You know what everybody be talking about in the, the little skits and stuff like that. This is the main thing they talk about with Jehovah's Witness, because they always, knocking on people's doors and stuff like that at the wrong time, y'all. I'm telling you, you could be asleep or enjoying yourself or something. They always come. I'm just telling y'all, when you're in a deep, good sleep or something, they bring in the doorbell early in the morning. But a lot of people talk about this. And this is what they call field service, that you go out and try to preach the word of God, knocking on everybody's door, for a couple hours a day, and, trying to get new members to come to the Kingdom Hall. But anyway, y'all, a lot of the new people that would come and they would start going out of field service, they would break up. You would meet at the hall or someplace you would meet at. And this is where everybody would decide what territory they're going to go and preach to. So they would break up in groups. And a lot of women that didn't know these guys from Adam, they didn't know these people from Adam. They just knew that they were out here trying to preach the word of God. And see, it's so easy to get caught up in that stuff, but we're living in a day and age now that don't nobody trust nobody. Okay? And they have to take in consideration, yeah, you a preacher or whatever, whatever, but I done heard what had happened with these preachers, and you know what I'm saying? And you have to keep that always in the back of your mind. But they used to branch off, y'all. And they would let their children and other, even if they had teenagers, whatever, they would let them branch off from them. They'll go, like, they'll put like three women to go, and you all take that side of the street. We're going to take this side of the street. You're going to this and that and that and this. And a lot of the time, the preachers and stuff like that, the brothers that was ranked up, they would be the ones that would have the newcomers or the young ones with them. And this would be the time that they're bonding with your child or whatever. And then they would want to later on, since they don't have a father, can they come and start spending some time? We'll take them out and spend some time with them so that they could, bring them closer to Jehovah. This is the excuse that they would use. But some of these guys wasn't right in the head, and they would take advantage. They would spend as much as time with those younger ones that they could until they became a victim. And then when that would happen, and a parent would go to the other brothers at the hall and stuff like that, they would tell them, don't call the police, we'll handle it. And they will disfellowship them and be like, and disfellowship means pretty much nothing. To be honest, it's the pat on the back, because they tell you nobody at the hall can talk to this person. He has to continue to come to the hall until he proves that, until he's forgiven by the people at the hall. Basically, the brothers at the hall. Until he's forgiven by us, then y'all can't talk to him. So it didn't matter the time. It wouldn't be like a year. It isn't. To be honest with y'all, a lot of times when people go to church, they don't want to talk to nobody. No way. They want to go to church, listen to the service, and go about their business. That was a privilege for them, to be honest. And you ain't got to be bothered with nobody. But you still get to come and sit right next to other people's, your next victims that you're probably gonna get when you get reinstated back into the hall. Like it's weird that it's really no punishment, because silence is not a punishment, y'all. That is not a punishment, that you can't talk to people. That's crazy to me, that that's the punishment for the heinous stuff that a lot of these people do. And I only can speak on my experience, because that's where I grew up, going to the halls. I didn't grow up going to churches. Like, I went to churches every now and then when I would go and visit my grandma, and she was in the churches, and I would go to church with her. And it scared me to go to church with her, because people was getting like Holy Ghost, and they was jumping up and acting like something was, like they was possessed by something. That's how I saw it as a child. Like, it looked like they being possessed, because they jerking and jumping and people fanning them and all of this stuff, and they just acting like something to enter their body. And that I just got away from them, and I got used to it, because it was a normal thing. Everybody else wasn't getting scared, but when I first saw it, I was scared. When I saw that, I thought it was an exorcism going on. I'm just saying, y'all. So it's a lot of weird stuff going, but I don't know, because I didn't really get into that church like that. It was just when I'm going to visit my grandma, and if it was a Sunday, I had to go with her to church. So I saw different things, and how, I saw that they had like Sunday service for, the kids. They would have their service with somebody, and this and that and that and this, and they branch off and would go to their little meeting on the side with somebody, and this and that and that and this. But I didn't really, experience or see how that they got to them. But most likely it's the same way. It's the same way. And to me, with this situation right here, it seems like the mother was pushing him farther to this guy, even though she saw or noticed that he was kind of rejecting this guy, and then didn't want to be around him no more after he got to spend that little time with him. And she didn't even think to try to question it. She didn't care to question it. Only thing it was like she didn't want no drama. I don't want no drama. I just want to go to church and do my thing. I don't want to hear he didn't did nothing. You know, it was like we don't talk about it, then it'll just go away. This is how I felt when I heard this story, and I was like, wow, wow. And to this day, you know, at first I was kind of keeping up with TD Jakes a little bit. I noticed that a lot of members had stopped going. I think that that's possibly why he stepped down too, because the fact that people start questioning his little relationship that he had with Diddy, and all the stuff is coming out about Diddy and the nastiness and all the stuff that he was into and doing. And how do you befriend somebody like that? Now, 9 times out of 10, he probably gonna say he was trying to guide Puffy in the right direction. But when you hear stories like this, that this man that came and it was a young man that came and poured his heart out to you, and the first thing you do to him is when he tell you, I gotta get the car back to my mom, I gotta go, is you hug him and try to smooch him. Like, come on now, y'all. Put two and two together. This is why they were friends. And I wouldn't be surprised if this guy ain't on some of them Diddy tapes. This guy's huge. And for you to think that Diddy got everybody else on tape, all these celebrities and this and that and that and this, and you wouldn't get this guy on tape who is gotta be out here mingling and tingling with people he shouldn't. And somebody came, I told y'all the other day, somebody came in my comment section. They was like, this guy is not sweating Skittles because he's married. Well, what about TD Jakes? He's married. And the first thing he said to this teenage child is, I don't want you to mess with nobody else because I don't want to bring anything back to my wife. What do you have to say about that, the person who left that in my comment section? What do you have to say about that? Where do you think the phrase down low came from? It came from people that is in relationships with their wives. And they are doing stuff on the down low by going and have relationships with men. That's where down low came from. So go do yourself a little homework instead of jumping in my comment section, making a fool of yourself, talking about he's married and got kids. He's not swinging that way. Well, P Diddy, he has kids. He got several kids. He even collected other people's kids. He had a relationship with women. And now it's coming out that he had just as many relationships with men, if not more. So what do you have to say about that? This guy right here built an empire, y'all. The Potter's house, full of members. And if y'all think for 1 minute that there are not going to be more victims that's going to come forth, think again. Think again. And the crazy part about this is a whole bunch of people are still going to that church. They're still going to the church. A lot of people was upset about this situation, what happened with this guy and P Diddy and all of this stuff. They didn't know what to do. They act like this man had the only church in the world. They act like the only relationship that they could have with God was sitting in here in front of this man, letting him lie to them and pretend to be something that he wasn't. All while he's sitting up there preaching to them in the back of his mind, or looking through the crowd, is probably looking at who the next brother that he was going to come for. And that's the sad part. I say this all the time. So many people are vulnerable out here. They can't think for themselves, y'all. They can't. And I see it every day on social media. I get a lot of backlash from the way that I even just do my channel. I like to discuss things with my subscribers. I like for us to put our heads together and go in that comment section and talk about the stuff. That's why I go back in the comment section, and I always reach out to my subscribers through the comment section, or come back and talk about the stuff that we talk about in the comment section. Because I think that's important for people to talk about stuff instead of me talk down to everybody and act like I know everything and this and that and that. This is what other people do on their pages. But they always throwing little shots. So I come here with the facts. I don't give you no scenarios. You have to talk about the scenarios. You have to. That's what a lot of stuff is about. When you watch movies, you're trying to figure out, What happened? You know, who did what, this and that and that and this. It's different scenarios. When you see the news and you hear reports of things, and there's different scenarios, there are always different sides to that story, and we always end up going with the one that makes the most sense. But everybody, oh, I'm coming with the facts. I'm not this. I'm that. I'm not trying to this. I just laugh when I hear people say that because I'll be like, oh, okay, and that's what you're talking about. That's what you're talking about. A lot of time, they facts don't be facts, and it don't be their fault. Sometimes the media will send you off. The news will send you off. Sometimes they'll put out a story and it's not the real story. Sometimes things are happening to somebody. Police will go and do something to somebody, and you'll hear one side of the story, don't hear the other. It's always another side to the stories, y'all. And this is why we talk about it over here. We discuss it. And I say word on the street. And this, I ain't giving you the word on the street. I'm giving you the facts. I just laugh. I just laugh because, people got to come with their own little the way they do their thing. So I just look over it, even if it's some of the people that I follow on some of the pages, because sometimes they put out some good information, but at the same time, that just trips me out when they say that. It really does. But y'all let me know in the comment section what you all think about the parent. How would you all, as a mother, how would you all would have handled the situation? I need to know this because I don't want to be the only one that say I would have did this or I would have did that, and I want to know what you all have done. If your child was into the church, excited about somebody, and then they start pulling back from the church, like I don't even want to go, and this guy was still in town, wouldn't that have been red flags for y'all? Just let me know in the comment section, y'all. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video, and thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.